Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So, I've been waiting a little bit, but no replay has shown up yet, so we're just gonna start recording, and chances are, while that's going on, we'll get something maybe, but this week's theme is pretty much every week's theme on defense. Moral of the story, Panic Manor level 5. That's basically the moral of the story every season. I wonder why. Like, I know I have it in a moderately inconvenient location, especially for people who don't have range units. I can definitely understand it. But seriously, even if you have an all melee team, you can still break the Panic Manor. Now, to do it without activating the obviously real bolt trap is another matter. You probably need a dancer for that. But I find a lot of people do. And so here, this team, it's a Gale Force team, but Nasal is doing way too much damage. He almost picks up another one shot there, which would have been bad for him. But he's running AoE, so it's even more strange. But yeah, at this point, it just goes downhill from here because Sylvia can pick up the kill and Seliph picks up the kill, and he has 2 cooldown Ignis going on here. So it's like, just dealing with him is already a bit of a problem. So they're going to attack with him, and we're going to proc Vantage there. Unfortunately, Leanne lives by 1, but because she's at 1, we can pick up the kill there. And, well, Peony's too slow, so they time them to get timed out. And I'm pretty sure you've already looked at some of these replays from the Ether Raid's offense videos, but this is the actual official video and I guess commentary of that stuff. My personal opinion on this Brave Ike is don't run distant defense. It's almost never worth it. You're definitely better off, in my opinion, running some other... Like, I understand it because range spam is a thing, but distant defense 3 is not going to help you deal with the stuff that can counter Brave Ike in most instances. So like here, Brave Ike's almost gone, and because of Wrath and the actual special damage and such, we're actually able to take out a Brave Ike, which, to be fair, was not completely decked out. I was definitely surprised this week to not see Double Air, Peony, Brave Ike, Brave Lucina in higher and more numbers, I guess. I don't know. Because I know to a degree that strategy still won't carry you, because against some particular hardy bearing teams and such, then you're still going to lose unless you stack a ton of HP, and as of this season, Brave Ike could have gotten over 70 HP or something. So I feel like it was viable, but yeah, this is the one of the quote-unquote whales that I faced early in the season, and this kind of build, there's just no way I can deal with that. Of course, she's pretty fast, and steady posture for more speed, Brave Lucina for another 3, and ally support for some more. Peony has spooky sensor. I'm guessing the reasoning for that is for like Selifs and stuff, and just general speed and one-shot bulk. So it's not a terrible idea, but Flower of Joy definitely could have some use with that, with the kind of thing they're going for. So yeah, we're not gonna do anything meaningful. We have Pulse Smoke as well, so that's not gonna help our cause at all. And yeah, we're just doing negligible damage. So it was gonna... You don't necessarily need to have a tank like this that takes basically 0 damage, but you don't really need that much to tank my team. Pulse Smoke definitely helps a lot if you can get it, but technically not mandatory. You just need to be able to stack a bit of bulk to deal with, like, for example, Glacies on Sonya and maybe Ignis on Seliph. And in the really rare chance that it actually matters for some reason, maybe the Wrath series procs from Sothis that don't actually exist half the time, because mine get them up turn 1, so they proc it when they're at 100% HP, which is kind of awkward. So this matchup I was actually kind of surprised to see the outcome of this. Of course, you know, they still managed to win because, well, that's what happens when you... And it's win season as well, so Legendary Elowood, of course, is a thing, but definitely a lot closer than I expected it to be. Probably because they just didn't play it very well. Like here, there was really no need to... like, pushing Brave Ike up here is perfectly fine, you know, as Pulse Smoke. But people just don't... They just don't break Panic Manor. Like, I don't know about you, but Panic Manor level 5 actually does things against folks who aren't really paying attention. And it's not like it was unbreakable. They could have broken it with Air or Peony a long time ago, but they just didn't. So we're able to chuck in a little bit of damage, but because of Pulse Smoke, we never get to proc Ignis. But even so, you know, Seliph's doing a little bit of damage. And Sothis, well, just all this damage cooking up. And Brave Ike's debuffed, so he's in a pretty bad spot. And they only have 1 air, so they only gets 10 HP of healing. So they finally break the Panic Manor. But yeah, it definitely didn't need to be that close. But Pulse Smoke, of course, is going to help. Was inevitably going to help them out there. But yeah, each attack is just really close to missing, or really close to getting murdered there. But it worked out in their favor at the end, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, the Panic Manor doing something by doing it. It was, you know, technically rigged a bit because he happened to end at 60 HP and not like 61 HP or whatnot. But here we have another standard team here, more invested in merges and whatnot. But we have Bride Fjorm here, who basically is just around to heal because 70 HP Sylvia out of 10, which is pretty useful to have that much HP. That was pretty much one of the only reasons why I have 70 HP on her. Also, it just makes it harder to one-shot her, although it basically means nothing because she doesn't do that much damage, unless it's like against maybe the weapon triangle or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think we've already watched this replay in an offense video. They just did not prepare for Seliph, so a cascade of units following afterwards. So we're just going to get free trolling pretty much. Tibarn, of course, able to proc Gale Force, and they don't use Bride Fjorm to pick up the kill because they have Hardy Bearing on air. But yeah. Actually, this is a different replay than the one I'm thinking of, isn't it? So yeah, here's just another case of... Oh wait, no, this is the one where they misclicked it, wasn't it? It's like they pick up the kill there and then they just don't attack with Tibarn, probably on accident. So we're able to pick up double kill here. So it was probably a mistap, I would guess. And they definitely had the match in the bag at that point, so it's definitely disappointing to, well, it's definitely disappointing when that happens. I do it from time to time as well, because I drag my units around. And like in Tempest Trials when I'm speedrunning, quote unquote, not really speedrunning, but close enough to speedrunning, one misclick can just mean the run's dead. In terms of like maxing out your score, getting 705 points. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. Here again, they don't break the panic manner, and of course, it doesn't matter yet, but you know, it could matter later. And that's kind of the thing about the panic manner shenanigans. But here, Brave Ike is doing his thing. Sonya almost does actually half his health, which is not too shabby, I guess. And unfortunately, Seliph is, well, not going to be able to one-shot Aversa. Would not expect him to. Do not have that much attack investment into him. And even if I did something like Defense Refine and had Brazen Attack Defense, Aversa still would have lived there, so would not matter there. But yeah, pretty free win for them there. Nothing too special in a lot of these matches. It's just the usual shenanigans. And here we have what's new, another Brave Ike and Brave Lucina combo. This set, you know, pretty close to 70 HP totally. It's only +1 of course, but I mean 68 HP is still pretty solid. It'll get the job done as long as you execute properly, and well, moral of the story is most of these people did execute reasonably properly. You don't really have to do much to execute it that properly. I'll be real with you. But the big thing with Peony, honestly, with what I've found so far on my offense matches is, well, she gives +5 HP and +4 speed, and Flower of Joy is kind of just like an extra bonus, more speed. It definitely has come in clutch in some particular niche matchups, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, Peony's solid. It's just I don't know if I had the option between Peony not during light season and Legendary Zero, would I use Peony over Legendary Zero? I still think not. During light season, I would most likely use Peony over Legendary Zero, primarily because of consistency. Peony is just a light season unit, so she's always viable for scoring, whereas Legendary Azura isn't. But, and you know, the extra HP and speed actually is pretty significant when you're using the random matchmaker, especially if you run into those double Yoon teams where all the enemy units have +8 speed, +10 HP. You definitely want to be able to double back, especially assuming, you know, they'll have sturdy impact or whatever, because you're not likely to one-shot, but two-shotting is definitely a lot easier than one-shotting. That's pretty I think that's pretty straightforward to understand. Here is just a case of my team has no damage output at all. Nothing significant, at least, so they can basically do whatever they want and still win. End turn's pretty much, a strong end turn is pretty much a pretty straightforward way to just beat my team. You just have to know what you're doing to a small degree. Like, you can't just toss your, like, advantage unit in if you know they can't handle Cela's counterattack or something when they're low on HP, or, you know, they can't handle Sonya's Hardy Bearing Glacies. And it's not like this team is, compared to other similar setups, it's not like this team is actually that threatening in that respect. You know, as you'll see here, we can't do any damage. So Sylvia actually attacks first because she doesn't die. And of course, Myrrh being red helps out against Sonya, but at the end of the day, it would have maybe, Sonya would have maybe done 15 more damage or so, just ballparking it. Like, not really much to say there. Here they end up at exactly 60 HP for the panic play, but it doesn't matter because it's Seliph. And they're special fighters, so we can't charge up our special. So yeah, pretty easy win for them at this point. And they use stuff here to pick up the 1-round KO on Sylvia, which basically means I need Sylvia to be even faster, because you can never be too fast. I believe that was that one, so 9th replay here. And this team, pretty decent play. Not perfect play in my opinion, but good enough to get the win, you know. Just the usual entrance shenanigans. And of course, because of my team's color scheme, red's just a solid color for tanking. You definitely can get away with blue. You just have to be careful about which blues you use. Of course, you have to deal with Sonya and weapon triangle advantage, but to be honest, weapon triangle advantage means like she does 10 more damage or something overall versus a blue unit, which basically means, compared to a green unit, which basically means not really much is going on there. And cool use of peony, I guess, there to run away, and I guess they saw there that air could take a hit from Seliph, so they did that. Pretty solid stuff, and they're just gonna quad Seliph to death, so nothing too special there. Seliph doesn't actually one-shot a lot of things. He's just kind of out there for the spook value. But you know, if there was a way for him to accelerate a special every round, maybe he would, every combat, maybe he would be scary. With Vantage, of course. You know, kind of similar to Ares or similar units. I respect, we can just keep chaining specials and dealing quite a bit more damage more consistently compared to just one Vantage special proc, and then after that you're just kind of a sit and duck and you hope you have a good attack stat kind of deal. So yeah, this person used Gentle Dream a bit there to do some things. And here we are with another Brave Ike and Brave Lucina combo. Nothing too different here. Not entirely sure why they have their setup like that, but I mean, because if you can get 2 units buffing your carry unit like this, for example, then usually it's because the setup is pretty meh, or it's just the map in particular. It's like, here is an example of why putting your structures can be a detriment, or putting your structures kind of wherever can be a detriment, because, for example, if we didn't have our tactics room in Panic Manor there, then they can't have Peony and Brave Lucina buffing Brave Ike at that location. But here is definitely really too close for comfort after Panic Manor. Definitely not very solid play from them there, dropping their units like that. And at this point, they're just not in a good spot, because you have Sothis here, and of course Sonya with no assist is going to move first, so Peony's going to get murdered. And at this point, they've incurred too many losses for them, I guess, and decided to just surrender there. Maybe they were thinking about it was going to be difficult picking up this ether structure, I'm not sure though. But yeah, they ended up surrendering there, and I guess we still haven't seen our potentially last few replays for the week, so if there are any more, then well, we'll know about them eventually. But as you can see, it's only been not even an hour, I think, since I recorded the Ether Rays offense match, and we're just dropping ranks. So we'll see if this is top 1k. I have no idea. I don't expect it to be, because I know it's top 1k during light season, with Peony bonus especially. It's going to be hyper competitive. And Bolt Tower bonus for offense. I know a lot of people do use Bolt Tower on offense, so I would not be surprised. Allegiance battles, not top 1k of course, because it's not water season. People are finally getting over 9. No defense wins this week. I mean, considering this is my defense, I don't actually expect much because the scoring's so terrible. But yeah, it's all RNG off the matchmaker whether I get wins or not. And my defense is not that great anyways. It's just kind of whatever. So probably rip feathers again for this week. And yeah, just not trying to stay in tier 21 this week. It's not possible for me without doing ridiculous things. So we're just not going to do those ridiculous things and save our sanity. And Arena Assault, which is another generic top 3k run because it's not water season. So anyways, we'll be back if there's any more replays, and if not, we'll be back when the results come in. Alright, here we go. So, rank 572, I guess I'll screenshot this. I believe this is the first time I've been in top 1k. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty darn sure it's the first time. So that's cool, I guess. First time in tier 27. Oh, I probably should have... screenshot that. I can probably do that. Just like pause a frame in the video and do that. Alright, this is gonna be a miserable upcoming week, I think. Probably just use Sharena bonus, honestly. So we'll trash Bolt Tower here. We gotta have, what is it, Tactics Room on defense. So, I mean Tactics Room on offense. Sorry, I already have it on defense. I screwed that up, didn't I? There we go. And I think I will go ahead and upgrade Bright Shrine again. Don't really mind too much if a better structure comes out to upgrade. At some point I am going to build up Catapult, I think. It probably has some use down the line, but maybe not. I'm not sure about it yet, so which is why I haven't started. Well, Allegiance battles, nothing too special here. Just outside, not top 1k. Eventually, if I do get merges on Legendary Ulm, for example, I should be able to be consistent top 1k in Allegiance battles, but until then, we're just going to be derping around. And some more feathers, which is cool. I did end up free summoning a 4-star Marth, so that will get him up to +9, so we're almost there. So many units are like stuck at pretty high merges. Like technically myself is +9 because I do have this old school merged up plus attack one. I'm still not fully decided if I want to go plus speed or plus attack. Plus speed's more for the memes because logically speaking, you just want as much attack as you can to deal a lot of damage with Vantage, for example. So I'm not sure about that. And yeah, we're going to be building up Elowood to plus 10 likely. Not still kind of on the fence, but I'm more leaning towards building him. He's just going to be a solid sword, free-to-play friendly sword cav for a while. Like Ares, he doesn't show up that much for me, and I have foddered off him multiple times for brazen attack defense. Because it's a useful skill on some units, but not particularly. It's just like another 240 SP option on some units, like I have it on Anna, for example. That's enough random ranting. That's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Issa Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.